Champions League action coming your way this week. We're happy to break it all down for you. Before we get into the discussion about Tuesday's games, I really want to have a quick look and get your opinion and maybe a quick prediction from each of you as we go through the groups. Let's begin with Group A. Obviously, it's very, very tight, Nigel, but we don't want a deep discussion here. I just want who goes through from you, and then JJ, you follow behind. Go ahead, Nigel.
Napoli, Liverpool.
JJ.
I'm going to go the same.
I mean, that's one's pretty easy to have a look at right there, though, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I'd love to say Glasgow Rangers are going to go through, but they haven't even scored a goal yet. So let's move on to Group B then. Des, throw up Group B. Who you got, Nigel, going through here?
Club Rouge or Braga, however you want to pronounce it. And I think Porto will do it as well.
JJ?
I'm starting to lean towards Bayer. So I'm going to go Club Brugge and Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, big win for Xabi Alonso, now in charge of Bayer Leverkusen there. I think Leverkusen will go very close, but watch out for Atleti, man. You can never, ever rule them out. Let's go to Group C, Des. JJ, we'll start with you. JJ, we'll start with you on Group C there. Bayern Munich obviously have a convincing lead, but this one's a difficult one to predict as to who's going to be second here. Inter done well last couple of games.
Yeah, Bayern Inter for me.
Bayern Barca.
Wow. I'm actually close to saying Barcelona as well here, Nigel. I hate agreeing with you. Let's go to Group D. This is the halfway point as we look at the groups all the way through the Champions League stage. We're halfway through it. JJ, we'll stay with you on this one here. This one obviously is very, very close one. Difficult to predict. You've got a French club in there as well. Who are you going with getting through out of this group?
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Spurs and Sporting.
Nigel?
I have to agree with that. I'll say Sporting and Spurs as well.
Oh, it's hard to bet against that. I mean, Sporting got off to such a great start, so we give them credit. And I don't think they were... I think they were a little bit unlucky against Marseille. Obviously, what happened in the game. Full credit to Marseille for picking up all 3 points. But let's move on to the next group. Des, Nigel, we'll go back to you. Who's going through from this one here? This one, again, is another tight one. And very closely, I mean, Dinamo Zagreb are going to mess this one up here because they're going to get a big win in these last 3 games. But Milan, Chelsea, and Salzburg are battling out for the top 2 right now.
I personally think it's going to be AC Milan and Chelsea who come out of this.
JJ?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, AC Milan and Chelsea. Salzburg. Interesting there. I'd love to see one of the big clubs getting knocked out of that group right there. And I actually would love to see Chelsea getting knocked out of the group stages, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm agreeing with both of you. All right, let's move on to the next one. Des, Nigel, will stay with you. This one here looks like it's a little bit more predictable, but watch out. Celtic 2 home games in the last 3 games. Obviously, Leipzig battling it out against Celtic at Celtic Park in match day 4. So do they have any chance, Leipzig or Celtic, of getting through here, JJ, or do you think it's going to be Shakhtar and Real Madrid?
As much as I'd love it to be Shakhtar, I've got a feeling it'll be Real and Leipzig.
Nigel?
I have to agree with JJ. I think Leipzig will come back and it'll be Leipzig and Real Madrid. I love the way that Ian's pushing Celtic, right? Let's get one thing right, JJ. He's trying so hard. Yes, we know how amazing it is to play at Celtic when they're at home. It's great. If you don't have the quality in, you're going to get your asses spanked. And that's what's happening. They don't have the quality. They've got the fan base, big club, but you've got to have the quality players to do the job, mate. All right? So put your Scottish passport away.
Des, if you could just hold that clip until after the game this week as Celtic play Leipzig at Celtic Park this week. Yes, I'm expecting Celtic to turn up this week. It's going to shake that group up massively. I'm going for a Celtic win this week. Let's move on to the next one. JJ, let's go back to you. This one obviously is self-explanatory, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think it'd be a brave man or a stupid man to bet against City and Dortmund being the 2 going through.
Nigel?
Yeah, I can see Seville turning it around, miraculously turning it around.
I told you, brave or stupid.
Man City and Dortmund for sure. Come on.
It becomes a battle as to who wants to go into the Europa League as well. Let's move on to the next one here. Nigel, we'll go back to you on this one here. This one's very tight as well, Group H, if I'm not mistaken. It is really getting close now with Juve, because this is the question now. Juve obviously have the game against Maccabi Haifa in the next game. We're about to touch upon that in just a moment here. PSG and Benfica. I mean, this is a great game. I'm excited to get stuck into it here. But before we actually get a deep dive into the games itself, who comes out of the group stage here? Nigel, I'm going to start with you before we end up with JJ here.
Paris Saint-Germain, Benfica. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I've watched
Juventus.
So
nothing from Juve?
Nothing. They are absolutely dreadful. Before we even get into it, did you see them this weekend against AC Milan? AC Milan absolutely battered them. Vlahovic has lost all confidence. It's not that hard. Trust me.
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain and Benfica.
JJ.
Yeah, I agree. I think Juventus will pay for dropping points early on in the group.
All right, there you have it. That is a halfway point update and look or prediction as to what or who goes through the group stages there.